Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Arden Studios and welcome back to another YouTube video. So in today's YouTube video, guys, I am going to be talking about the brand new Stick Bug quest for Beesmas, Stick Bugs Nymph hats. Now, the reason I wanted to do this was because a lot of you guys wanted some help with it in the comments, specifically the defeat 1 epic Puffshroom and Sunflower and defeat 1 level 15 plus Puffshroom. So on that regard, I'm gonna try to make the video today. Now, I am not too good at the game. I haven't completed the Puffshroom requirements myself. Part of that is because a lot of it is RNG, and I haven't had as much time to do as many Puffshroom runs, but I am going to tell you guys some good tips that'll still help improve your chances of getting the Epic Puffshroom, the level 15 Puffshroom, and I'm going to be going over all of the other requirements for the quest. So, guys, with that being said, let's get into it. But first, I have something else to say. Thank you guys so much for the support on the previous video. We broke our like goal of 10 likes by a lot. We hit 40 likes on the last video, which is actually absurd. So thank you guys so much for the support. And I'm being a little risky, but I'm gonna bump it up to 20 likes today. So yeah, let's try to hit 20 likes today, guys. I really appreciate it. And with that being said, now let's get into all of the tips. And actually, one more thing before I start, if you guys have any of your own tips that I did not mention in the video, please feel free to comment down below. If I see any good ones, I might heart them to help everyone else out. So yeah, definitely tell me if you guys have any other good tips, and let's get straight into it. So I'm gonna start from the bottom or the top of the quest and keep going down. The very first requirement for this quest, I'm gonna group all of these together, is the pollen requirements. This is going to be from the pineapple patch, the clover field, the dandelion field, and collecting pollen in general. My biggest tip I can give you guys for the pollen collection quest is do boosts. Now, the thing about Stick Bugs quest is I don't really know where you guys are in the game. If you guys are around my level, then it's definitely going to be a challenge getting the pollen requirements. If you guys are a lot better than me, which I'm sure there's a good amount of you that are, then it is going to probably be a lot easier, and you probably don't even need this section of the video. And if you're a little lower level in the game, you might not be able to complete Stick Bugs quest where you currently are. So with that being said, I'm going to give the most generic tips I can for all levels. First of all, guys, you definitely want to boost in the fields that you need. So if you guys come over to Mountaintop, you can use this white field booster right here. Every hour it is going to give you one of the fields that you need for the, or every hour it'll give you a random field, but of the 3 fields, or of all the fields you can get from this, you guys can get pineapple, clover, and dandelion. So that just means that every hour I would make sure to use this, and if you guys do get a boost from it, definitely I recommend that you maybe even make a donation to the Wind Shrine and start doing a full boost. Use super smoothies if you have to. It really depends how much you need to hit the pollen requirements. I know for me, I'm probably gonna have to do a pretty big boost if I want to get like 10 billion from the pineapple patch. But with that being said, guys, just make sure, it's really important, do boosts. Second of all, focus on your amulets. See what kind of boost you can get from an amulet. For example, my moon charm right now gives me plus 84% pineapple patch pollen, which, if you think about it, is it's pretty good. That's like that's like a pineapple patch boost going all the time, or almost. So definitely, guys, I would make sure you reroll some amulets to help you out with the pollen requirements. I don't have much else to say, but if you guys have other pollen requirements tips, definitely feel free to tell me down below, because I could also use the help too, and I just appreciate it, guys. So let me move on to the next part, which is going to be the Stick Bug part. Now, to collect 250 tokens from Stick Bug, I honestly recommend you just do Stick Bug solo runs throughout Beesmas from time to time. Now, this only counts the tokens that spawn after you beat a level, and every time you beat a Stick Bug level, you're probably going to be getting like 10, 13, around that kind of range of Stick Bug tokens. So basically, if you have to collect 250 tokens, you get 10 tokens every time you beat 1 level of Stick Bug, assuming that you're the only one who picked up the tokens, because obviously the tokens will share throughout the server. Then that is going to be 25 times you have to beat a Stick Bug level and collect all its tokens, which, if you can at least do a level 5 Stick Bug or up to that, then that means only 5 Stick Bug runs. So honestly, if I'm being completely real with you guys, just try to do some solo runs. Maybe join like a smaller server or a VIP. And if you guys don't have access to either of those, then might as well just do it in a public server, and you can help share some of your Stickbug tokens. So the collect 250 tokens from Stickbug, you're just gonna have to grind it out. The defense totems, same thing. I recommend that you do the 250 tokens from Stickbug first. That way, if you're grinding with friends, you can focus strictly on defense totems, because maybe they've already done the Stickbug quest, or they're not like working on it at the moment. Then you can focus on defense totems entirely, and that'll help boost your Stickbug runs in general. Next up is collect 1,000 tokens from Puffshrooms. Now, I have a separate guide on Puffshrooms, but I don't want you guys to have to leave the video just to go check out the other guide. So the best summary I can give you guys, I'm going to go into this in a lot more detail in a second. It's going to be just every 15th and 45th minute of the hour, Puffshrooms will spawn. You want to do these with friends. It's going to help them spread a lot. And when you break them, you're going to get some tokens. Collecting 1,000 tokens from Puffshrooms honestly isn't that bad. You just have to do a lot of these Puffshroom runs. Now we're moving on to the main bulk of probably what you guys have wanted to learn about in the video, and that is going to be defeating the one epic Puffshroom in Sunflower Field and defeating a level 15 Puffshroom. So I hate to say the first part of this is a lot of RNG. You're just gonna have to get lucky enough to have an epic Puffshroom appear and then hope it also is in Sunflower. But I'm still going to say some ways you can increase your chances. Now, I know I just said this earlier in the video, and I've said this in previous videos, but it's so important that you guys do Puffshrooms with friends, or just make sure the people in your server want to do them with you, because you're increasing the spread. Now, Puffshrooms increase levels as they change fields. So the reason it's so essential that you guys are increasing the spread of the Puffshrooms is because of the fact that it'll increase the levels by a substantial rate. Now, I had a misconception personally, that the best way for me to level up a Puffshroom was just to focus on one Puffshroom. That is not the case, because there might be a chance that the Puffshroom starts to become lower level, or there's a chance that the Puffshroom will just completely die out. The best thing that you guys are going to want to do for yourself is have a big server, or have a lot of people working on the Puffshroom, and maybe it could be your friends, etc., and make sure that you're split up and spreading them throughout fields. Now, if there's a really high level one, it's gonna most likely break up into a higher level one, so then maybe you guys can all focus on it together. You don't have to split up as much, but especially towards the beginning of the Puffshroom runs, I highly recommend, guys, you really want to do that whole Puffshroom conversion kind of thing. Or not conversion, sorry, I said that because I was boosting, or not really boosting either. Let me just get back on point. You guys are gonna want to make sure you do that, because it's just really important for the Puffshroom spread, so that they can become higher level. Sorry if that was a little redundant. Now, defeating a level 15, I've gotten Puffshrooms to level 15 multiple times. I've not beaten a level 15 Puffshroom, and the thing about that is, I think a lot of it is just making sure you're good enough at pollen collection. So getting it to level 15, that's going to be a little bit of luck, guys. Just make sure you're split up around your server, make sure that everybody's kind of working on the Puffshrooms, and then if you're lucky, then you're just going to hopefully get a level 15, but usually you're getting those towards the end, and you might not be able to break it in time. So maybe try to find some players who can help you out, and try your best. Honestly, if you want to actually beat the level 15 and you're a lower level player, you are going to need some help from higher level players. But I would say that, just spend some time. The level 15 in specific is just going to be about getting that split up with a lot of people. And I know I've said it a lot, but I really want to encourage that point. Now, as for the epic Puffshroom in Sunflower Field, the best thing I can tell you guys here about it is you want to get higher level Puffshrooms. I believe they have a higher chance of becoming rares and epics and all of the sort. I have only seen like one epic, and I haven't really seen any like Supremes or like mythics. But that's probably just because they're really rare. I'm not really complaining. But my whole point with the epics is just try to get them higher level. And I would just say maybe try to focus on Puffshrooms that are around Sunflower. And I just remembered a big tip I forgot to say. make sure you guys try to do planters near or like around the fields that you really want the Puffshrooms to be in. If you guys do a Puffshroom planter in around like sunflower mushroom, I'm not really too sure about this, but you can never be too safe. It'll probably increase your chances of you getting like more Puffshrooms around those fields, and it just makes the start of the Puffshroom run a lot faster. So for getting level 15 pluses and epics, which kind of fall hand in hand in terms of how you do it, I would also recommend you place planters in or around the field you want those level 15s or epics in. Honestly, I feel really bad for going off on such a long rant about the Puffshrooms. I hope you guys got some useful tips in it. But the last requirement for this quest is going to be catch 500 falling coconuts. If you can't beat your coconut crab yet, even if it takes you a while, that's fine. But if you can't beat your coconut crab yet, then I don't know if you're gonna be able to do the quest at this point in the game. You might be able to, if you really try. But I would say for catching 500 fun coconuts, make sure you can beat your crab. He's gonna give you so many coconuts. Obviously, if you have the coconut canister, you're basically set for the quest, guys. I wouldn't even worry about this requirement. I mean, if you have the coconut canister, then you're probably going to catch the 500 at some point just because of the passive. But if you can do your crab, do it as often as possible. And then in correlation, use coconuts as often as possible because they're really not too hard to come by. And because on it increased the cap so heavily, it's definitely going to become easier if you guys just make sure that you auto coconut whenever possible. With that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I know I went a little bit on a tangent about the Puffshrooms section, but I really hope that you guys got some support from today's video. Let's try to hit 20 likes, and just thank you guys so much for all the Beesmas support, all of the content support, and yeah, I'll see you all later. Have an amazing day, and peace.